Last night, the most peaceful in days as a St. Louis County grand jury begins to examine all the evidence in the fatal shooting of Michael Brown. Here to break down the grand jury process is defense attorney Eric Guster. Thanks for being with us, Eric.
Thank you.
Will you break down the process for us and what we can expect and how long it's going to take?
Well, the grand jury process is a secret proceeding that only the prosecutor presents evidence, where the prosecutor will call witnesses, they will present the autopsy report, the defendant can even testify in this particular case.
This is just to find out if there can be an indictment or a trial.
If there can be an indictment, if charges can be properly filed in this case, formally filed in this case.
And that all depends on the evidence, and we don't know much of that evidence. We don't know what his reports say after the shooting.
Right, and that's one of the big issues with this case, because the public wants to know exactly what happened, and that is what's very frustrating to people of Ferguson. They want to know exactly what the officers said, what witnesses are saying, and that's what we don't know. However, in the grand jury process, those witnesses will take the stand under oath and testify truthfully.
The officer's attorney, his defense attorney, will not be able to be in there unless he testifies, correct?
Correct.
Would you let him testify if he were your client?
It depends on what he has to say. A lot of this depends on what he said right after the shooting and what other witnesses may say. I know that we have some witnesses who appeared on television, but a lot of these witnesses did not. So Attorney General Eric Holder sent some FBI agents to Ferguson to interview people, and the defense attorney may have privy to that information but can't release it.
In a political case such as this, is it smart to ask for a grand jury? Because if there is not an indictment, they can always say, hey, we presented our case in front of a grand jury. They said there's not enough evidence to indict.
That's why McCulloch needs to step aside. This is a powder keg case. He needs to step aside just because of the appearance of impropriety, just for the appearance of bias.
Yeah, because he lost his father as a police officer.
Right.
Yeah.
He lost his father, and he knows the police officers. He works hand in hand with these police officers. And with the public not trusting him, he needs to step aside just to make sure the process works properly in the appearance of everyone else.
Thank you, Eric. Eric Guster, live for us here in the studio. Heather, we're going to toss it over to you.